This is Farm Journal's Margie Fisher. Joining me is Brad Beutke, one of our presenters here at the Farm Journal Corn College. Brad, at the 2011 event, you're talking about variable rate technology. As farmers look for ways to refine the management in their fields while increasing yields, variable rate's one solution, but it requires an investment. Could you tell me a little bit about the payback that comes with variable rate?
The first thing probably to recognize is that there's a lot of other links in your management chain that will have more effect on your bottom line than going to variable rate. So things like pest management, uniform stands, getting your tillage right, having a comprehensive fertility plan, those are all things that need to be in place before you move to variable rate. Variable rate's a high management practice, so once you get to that point, the paybacks can be pretty significant. In our clientele, population-wise, we've been pushing some pretty high populations and ear counts. On some of our lighter soil types, we're able to back off and save some seed costs there while maintaining yield. The other thing is that we've seen a positive interaction with nitrogen and population, as far as we've seen where we push population, we need to follow it with nitrogen. So not only in those areas where we're able to back off on population, we can also back off on nitrogen. So there can be some significant savings there as well. To think that you're going to use more or less nitrogen in a variable rate scenario may or may not be correct. What we're trying to do is maybe move where that nitrogen goes on the field. So we're kind of moving where our seeds going, where our nitrogen's going, and overall maybe using pretty close to the same amount that we were in the past.
Would you say that a typical entry into doing any variable rate would be variable rate population at planting, or would you necessarily start a client off with variable rate nitrogen?
It depends on the client. A lot of times variable rate population is the easiest way to go, because a lot of guys are purchasing new planters, and most of the new planters have hydraulic drives on them, so there's very little equipment investment for somebody that's already purchasing a new planter. So a lot of guys tend to lead towards the population side. If I was going to pick one over the other, I would probably pick the nitrogen side. If you understand IS&T and pre-side dress nitrate tests and have a handle on the nitrogen cycle, there's more money to be saved and made varying your nitrogen rate right now than population.
When it comes to the ag retailer or dealer support for, a lot of guys rent bars, is there a large amount of toolbars out there that are outfitted for variable rate nitrogen?
There's a lot of toolbars out there that are set up with the technology and the electronics to get it done, and that's kind of what we covered a little bit today in our presentation, is how do we adapt the plumbing systems on those to be more adequate and friendly towards variable rate. So a lot of the producers that we work with are able to work through it with their retailers and get those changes made at a relatively low cost.
Thank you, Brad.